At the time of this review, the L586 is the largest of Liebherr's wheel loaders. It weighs around 31 tonnes and this particular model is in the colours of Reese, a German aggregates company. This model comes in a Liebherr branded box, but it is a bit different from those that you normally get Liebherr models in. It's factory sealed with some tape and it's generally of a higher quality than the usual Liebherr packaging. And that quality is not just on the outside either, because when you open it up, when you finally open it up, you see that inside there's also some high quality packaging. There's a small instruction sheet that describes how the debris guard is fitted to the cab, and a couple of wooden sticks so you can skewer the model and dip it in sauce if you want. What is nice is the black foam rubber, which always gives a high quality feel, and it guarantees your model is shipped in comfort. It is a snug fit in the packaging, so you need to ease the model out carefully. It is largely assembled, but on this one the cab guard is separate in the box. So the only assembly to do is to fit the cab guard if you want to, and that's a plastic part which just clips into place. Although on this particular model it's a looser fit than has been seen on previous versions of this model. Underneath, it's good to see the transmission fully modelled, although on this review model it looks like the driver has smashed the front differential against a large rock. But one of the real plus points is the tyres, which have the Goodyear name moulded on the sides. The Reese graphics are very sharp and overall it's a pleasing colour scheme. At the rear the lights are nicely painted and the exhaust pipe has a realistic hole. The engine cover is formed well with some nice grills, and there's non-slip surfacing and metal handrails outside the cab. The cab interior looks reasonably good, and on the outside the windscreen wiper and door handles add detail. The pivot point is good because it has the front axle drive shaft modelled, but there are no hydraulic hoses. The loader arm is modelled well with tiny rivets and some nice graphics, and the metal bucket is a nice detailed casting. This is a Cranes Etc. safety advisory. When checking the tipping action of a bucket, always find a position of safety. Yep, that's one cool dude. It's out into the Cranes Etc. test quarry and the L586 rolls along quite nicely. Using the giant grab to pick up the model, we can see that the rear axle spins really easily, and the rear axle oscillation is modelled very well too. There's a little more friction in the front axle, and the good news is that it's fixed and doesn't oscillate at all. The wheel loader steers by using the hydraulic pistons across the pivot point, and they're good because they're stiff and hold a pose, and the maximum steering angle is reasonable. But why do wheel loaders have oscillating rear axles? Well, here in this genuine imitation real life test we have two giant fingers on the quarry floor, and with the rear axle fixed, one tyre ends up in the air. But with the rear axle floating, you can see that all tyres are grounded at all times. Yeah, okay, that's enough. Oh, I said that's enough! Let's now check out the loader arm and bucket, and it can be set to adopt a very good cut angle, and the carry position is also very good. What's also nice is that all the cylinders are just the right stiffness to be able to hold any pose you want to set. In terms of the lift height, the bucket goes nice and high, and again there's no hint of any sloppiness in the mechanism. The final test is of the bucket tilt, and that's very good too because it adopts a nice angle. So overall, NZG have produced a very solid piece of model engineering on the bucket mechanism. This model from NZG first appeared in Liebherr colours in 2008, but it still holds its own as a well-made, detailed and well-functioning model. Only 300 have been made in the limited edition colours of Reese, and it's highly recommended.